Productivity is less about what you do with your time and more about how you run your mind. In this video, I'm going to delve into 3 mental shifts that have helped me improve my efficiency and ultimately resulted in more productive days. Number 1, less is more. Now, this concept clashes with the commonly held belief that being busy is the same thing as being productive. In reality, they are 2 very different things. Sure, working hard is important, but what's even more important is the ability to work intelligently, to focus on the things that provide the most value. Remember, no one gets a trophy for being the busiest person in the room. It's the results that matter. And this is where Pareto's principle, also known as the 80-20 rule, comes into the picture. It states that 20% of your tasks are ultimately responsible for 80% of your results. Now, that's some powerful information. Because if you can determine which things make up that critical 20% for you, you can then remove all the other stuff, the time-wasting activities, and focus on the important things that are getting you closer to your goals. In the sports world, it's believed that 20% of an athlete's exercises and habits have 80% of the impact. In the business world, it's said that 20% of a company's customers are responsible for 80% of the total revenue. I'm sure you can see the trend, right? Usain Bolt's goal isn't to train all day, it's to do the specific drills that make him faster. Walmart's goal isn't to create products for every person on the planet. It's to focus on the specific products that their customer base will appreciate and purchase. The best results come not from doing many things, but from doing a few important things well. Number 2, expectations become reality. So in this instance, I'm referring specifically to Parkinson's law. Now, this law states that work contracts to fit in the amount of time that we give it. So here's an example, right? If I'm given a deadline of 2 weeks to complete a project, I will most definitely utilize the entire 2 weeks to finish the project, right? I'll have it ready, I'll have it done at the end of the 2-week deadline. However, if I'm given the exact same project but only have 1 weekend to complete it, it will only take me that weekend to finish. In other words, I did the same amount of work, same project, same tasks, but I crunched it into a much shorter time. And this is because when we have less time, we become much more focused and efficient. Now, having a fundamental understanding of this is pivotal because you can learn to build it into your schedule and improve productivity. Cheat the system. Instead of saying, for example, you'll have your website completed and online in the next 3 months, you can insert a much shorter time period with a much sooner deadline, and you'll find yourself still able to squeeze the amount of work into much tighter spaces. As you expect more of yourself, the results will follow along. Number 3, automation is key. Now, when I think automation, my mind goes to formulas in Excel. I think of online tools or outsourcing. And those things are certainly valuable and definitely a component of being productive. But what I'm referring to here is automating actions with routine, minimizing unnecessary thought. See, what we don't realize is throughout the day when we have a big long to-do list, or maybe we don't even have that, maybe just a general idea of what we want to do, we spend a lot of time thinking, going back and forth from point A to point B, changing our minds, changing direction, switching tasks. And these things are a detriment to productivity. So what a routine does is it provides a sense of structure and familiarity. It mitigates some of the distractions that are getting in our way. It's automatic, it's habit. It's like driving a car. Imagine if you had to think 3, 4, 5 seconds before pressing the brake every time you were driving. That'd be a scary situation, right? Well, the same concept applies. A routine allows you to move right through, eventually requiring very little thought to complete that series of tasks. The other part is the mental component. When there are a series of important things that you do automatically every day, you feel good about it. You have momentum. You have a feeling of completion, and you take on the identity of an efficient person, someone who gets things done, and this carries on throughout the day. So those are the 3 mental shifts I've implemented that have played a huge role in my productivity, in my ability to be more efficient with my tasks. So I hope you'll find them just as helpful. And until next time, take care. there's a specific point where you've been evolving for days, months, years, and you come to what could very well be an end. Where you've journeyed far enough that it would make perfect sense to put your stake in the ground and call this home. No more questions. No more discomfort. In fact, you could hide from the very demons that chewed you up and spit you out. You could. But what would have become of you? Had you taken 3 more steps and reached out, had you grabbed the unseen and held on? To the detriment of the sleepwalkers and the conformists. Not all cages have locks and steel bars. See, regression's not always going backwards. Sometimes it's letting the opportunity outpace your courage, and I shed a tear for those who wave as that ship sails by. I do. How far is far enough to wonder? Can't you taste it? Can't you imagine? What if you just grit your teeth and push a little further? What if you wear the discomfort one more time like a badge of honor, like your ticket to the life you could have, like you see it? Because it's not that you haven't come far. It's that you haven't gone far enough. And with that, friends, I stand and raise my right hand, make an oath to the world to be better than I am. Because missed dreams bring regrets, weak means bring wrong ends. So right now, swear out loud, it's not how I'm gonna let the thought in. Immobility is a philosophy. Seeing life through scarcity and how tragic to habit and let it all slip away from me. Is it art or obligation or growth or stagnation? Got a full heart, fresh start. I want a full life, not a vacation. In case there's any hesitation, remember why you started, man. Remember being broken writing just because it was medicine. It's your move. Don't forget, be cold-blooded, no sweat. Because if life sees cold feet, it'll string you along like quartets. And I have faith in fate, trust it, create poetic justice. Line, please, hope they love it, but hope is easy. Easy does it. See, courage, it means a few things. It means taking risks on new things. It means never looking back or being scared to fucking do things. Not honorable to be vulnerable. Style is pin tricks and hireable, and I could stay, play safe. To be honest, it's just not desirable. So from now on, more risks and more turns and more twists and more shots and some miss. But that's life, that's art, that's business. I need this. I can see light, killing weakness outright. There's no goodbyes and there's no laters. Just right now, sun chaser. I can be more, a little braver. No cross fingers. I'm my own savior, not a betting man, but highly favored. So take stock, day trader. Minutes are all that I'm made of. A minute right here till the end. There's no trade-offs. I'm closer right now than I've ever been. Bowing to excellence, bow and begin again. Just give a little bit more. Woo!
What's up, world? That's right. I'm back again. It's your boy Logan with Why Be Normal. Why be normal when what? Come on, finish it for me, man. That's right, when you can be extraordinary. I came to talk to you today about distractions. Yeah, something a little bit different than what we normally do. Distractions. Why do we get distracted by the things that have no value to what it is that we want to accomplish? Why do the distractions have more power than the goals that we're trying to accomplish? The goals that we're wanting to reach? Why is giving up so easy? Like, why are we giving up when things get tough or when we hit a bump in the road? Why? Those distractions are only just surface deep. And we gotta quit letting those distractions get in our way of what it is that we want to accomplish in life. So I challenge you right now to be bigger than your circumstances, to be bigger than your situation, to let you know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel if you just keep pushing. Like, don't get distracted about what it is that you want to accomplish in life. Because you see, a lot of times people want to do that. They want to distract you from what it is that you want to accomplish. They want to distract you from what it is what's on the inside of you, the vision that you have for yourself. And a lot of times we let people's opinions bother us because they didn't want to support us, or because they didn't like our video, or because they may say something negative about our video, or a status, or a picture, or whatever the case may be, but you have to keep going. So I challenge you right now to keep going and to keep pushing. Give it that extra effort when those distractions come up. See, one thing that I realize is that when I look around, when I'm out in the city and I see people and I look at people, or I'm doing some studying or meditating or something, one thing I see with people is that they got their head down when they looking in their phone so they can't see where they going. And see, that's how people's lives are when they trying to sit right here and obtain a goal, is that they got their head down. And you getting distracted by the wrong things. You don't even know which direction you going because you got your head down. But if you pick your head up and you see where you going and you see that light at the end of the tunnel and you don't get distracted by the things that are getting thrown at you, then you can be phenomenal, you can be amazing. So I ask you, why be normal? Why let those distractions get in your way? Why let negativity get in your way? Why let the people that hate on you and don't support you get in your way? Because the Creator gave you the vision, not the people that hated on you. He gave you the vision, not the people that's around you talking negative about you. Don't let these distractions get in your way. Keep making that extra effort. And I promise you, those goals that you set for yourself will become a reality. I love you.
Discipline. I remember years ago when the alarm used to go off in the morning, the first thing I did was roll over and hit the snooze button. In that instant where you have a choice to either hit the snooze button and go back to sleep in your nice, warm, fluffy, cozy bed, or open your eyes and get the f*** out of bed, that's a choice that takes discipline. Now, I didn't have any discipline. I always took the easy route. I always took the road less travelled, the road that was more comfortable. The problem is, when you make this decision, because it's the first decision that you make literally the second you wake up, you are letting yourself off the hook. You are literally training your mind to take the easy way out throughout the whole day, which in turn leads to you taking the easy way out the whole month, all year, all your life. Discipline is not something that any of us are born with. It's a muscle that we have to train. And I don't care what anyone says, it all starts that first second. How you start your day and that decision that you make in that instant isn't as small as just getting up of bed or not. It's a decision that can shape the rest of your life. Don't take it lightly. Start building discipline into your life by not taking the easy way out. That little decision in the morning, if you open your eyes and get the f*** out of bed, the next decision you face that day, you're going to now be disciplined to not take the easy way out. People don't realise it, but that bed can basically represent your entire life. If you stay in that bed, you're literally staying in your comfort zone, which means your day will be spent in your comfort zone, and your month, your year, and before you know it, you spent your whole life in your comfort zone, never pushing yourself to new heights, never trying anything new, taking risks, moving forward. It all starts in that first second of your day. So don't take it lightly. Start building discipline. It's something I started doing and it helped me massively. It ain't easy, but for me it's worth it. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Listen, if you like this motivational video and you want more motivational fire coming to you every single week, click this button right here and subscribe to my channel. If you don't know why you should subscribe yet and you need a little bit more convincing, click this button here and watch my next video. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen to me very closely. I need you to upgrade your values. All right, I need you to upgrade your value. Somebody asked me, and this guy said, Eric, I wasn't expecting this. A guy asked me about 2 months ago, he said, E.T., if there's one mistake you've made, what's that one mistake you made? I said, I'm gonna be honest with you. My values are not in alignment with my dreams. He said, E.T., what do you mean by that? I said, I want to tell you a story. I got a good friend of mine he came to me and said, Eric, my marriage is not where my marriage needs to be. I need to make some adjustments. I see you and your wife. I see how much time you spend with your wife, how much time you spend with your children, and I want that. You buy your wife roses regularly. You're always taking her out to eat. Like, I'm watching you. You spoil her. E.T., what can I do? And so I told him what to do, and guess what he started doing, God? He started doing the exact same thing I started doing. And he said, Eric, it's not working. Like, I'm doing exactly what you're doing, but it's not working. He said, why isn't it working? I said, you know why it's not working? Because your values and your dream, you say you want a better marriage. But I told you you need to iron your wife's clothes. You know what he told me? After a while, he said, I'm gonna be honest with you, Eric. I know, you told me to iron, you told me to wash, you told me to cook, but where I come from, he said, I'm gonna be honest, Eric, when I do that, I feel like a punk. And I said, and that's why you're having a hard time doing it, because your value system says a man is not supposed to iron, a man is not supposed to cook, a man is not supposed to wash dishes. That's what your value system says. So you're doing one thing, but you're going against your own value system. The reason why I'm having such an easy time washing clothes and cooking and ironing, you know why? Because nothing is as important to me as my marriage. And I would rather be happy. I would rather be happy than to say I ain't no punk. Make me a punk. I want to be a punk. A happy punk. For real, no. A friend of mine, he came to my house and I didn't have a mop. And so I was on the ground and I was mopping the floor with a towel. And he says, E.T., the hip hop priest, you're on the ground and you're mopping? I said, yeah. He says, your wife got you whipped. I said, you didn't know? You just found that out? Been doing a terrible job. I'm sorry. I am whipped. And after 23 years, you should be. And if you're not, it's a problem. So listen to me. There are those of you saying, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be the best at this company, right? But your value system says you believe in sleep more than you believe in grinding. Your value system says you are a consumer and not a producer. That you're spending more money than you're making. Why? Because you're a consumer, but you're reading all the books and you're saying everything the books are saying, but those books are not in alignment with your values. And if you're going to go to the next level, your values are going to have to change. That's what happened for Eric Thomas. My values about learning changed. I realized that information changes situations. And so I'd rather buy a book than buy a house. Because if I buy a book, I can buy several homes. But if I buy a home and I don't have the right information, guys, for real, okay, I'm leaving you with this. This is crazy. Can I be honest with you guys? You could burn my house down and it wouldn't bother me. Well, how do I know? I had a home that a tornado tore down in Alabama. It didn't bother me. Why? Because we have the blueprint and they can rebuild it. You could take all my money out the bank. It might hit me, ooh. But if I would tell you my lineup of speaking and our audio book, what we're making every month, we'll be all right. I can make more money. But if you take the knowledge out of my head and take the experiences that I have, I'm broke. I'm nothing. So now I don't just read because I see other people reading and I want to mimic what they're doing. I really believe in reading now. And so all I do when I have time is read. All right, so I got 1:48. I've never done this before, but I'm going to get it done in 1:48. Last one. You got to be obsessed with improvement, guys. Last one. Come on. This was so important because some of the greatest minds are going to be in front of you today. Some people in this room who are not just talking it, they've lived it. But here's the problem. The problem with most people is that you're not obsessed with improvement. You're obsessed with making money. You're obsessed with taking your business to the next level. And can I be honest with you guys? When you become obsessed with improvement, I will spend more time learning in Australia than I will speaking. I'm going to say it again because you missed it. I will spend more time sitting under people. I will spend more time with Glenn. I will spend more time with Aaron. I will spend more time learning than I will speaking in this country. I will walk away with stuff I never heard before, books I've never read before, audios I've never seen before, going to conferences that I've never gone, hanging out with people that I've never hung out with before. This is nothing, guys. This is just a dessert. Me speaking is just a dessert. This is just the beginning. I came to Australia to learn. I came to Australia to get an upgrade. And when I go back, my wife will notice a difference. My kids will know a difference. Why? I'm obsessed with improvement. Every day I'm getting better. There are those of you with phones, and every new phone that comes out, you get it. Every upgrade, you get it. Every piece of software, you get it. You are upgrading your technology, and you've not upgraded yourself. You got the same operating system you had since 1995. You don't think any different. You don't speak any different. You're the exact same person you were in 2010. I challenge you, the final one, I challenge you. I challenge you, the final one, I challenge you. We got 5 seconds, 4 seconds, I challenge you. Be obsessed with improvement. Be obsessed with improvement. Be obsessed with improvement. And like the lion, go from a gazelle to a lion. Why? Because if you don't kill it, then your family won't eat. That's my time.
Best event ever. Loved every minute of it. Thanks, ET. Love it.
Joey T, yeah, TGIM, yeah? Thank God it's Monday.
Thank God it's Monday!
Thank God it's Monday!
Hey, a lot of people ask me how I start my morning routine, so I decided to take you really quickly through the first 5 minutes of me waking up. So one of the most important things that you do when you wake up is you hydrate. And so the reason why is because over the course of a night, you can lose up to 1 pound of water. So when I wake up in the morning, I already have my water ready to go. It's already poured. All of this is out except for this right here, so I don't even have to think about it. So I put water in this. I take it with me if I decide to go somewhere. I take pink Himalayan sea salt, put a couple pink Himalayan sea salt little turns into this, and then I take half of a lemon and squeeze it in here. Then what I do after this is I go out on my back balcony and I stare at the blue part of the sky, not the sun, the blue part of the sky, because the blue in your eyes, there's receptors, and that blue actually makes the receptors in your eyes turn off your brain making melatonin. So the melatonin is what makes you tired and makes you fall asleep. So if you're interested in more in-depth stuff, this is just my basic morning routine. I actually have friends over at Paleo Secrets. My friend Brenda has made a free guide on the actual drink to make to burn fat immediately when you wake up in the morning, as well as a bunch of other recipes for burning fat as well. So if you're interested in getting that for free, all you have to do is just click the link that's around here and you'll be able to get it for free. Let me share with you the easiest way to create a new habit. Most people, when they think about habits, they think about all of the stuff they need to implement into their lives. The secret to implementing a new habit and making sure it sticks is to make it as simple and easy as possible. I was reading a book not too long ago, and the author said that he wanted to start flossing his teeth. For 20 years, he's been trying to floss his teeth, and he just couldn't create it as a habit. And so one day he decided he's going to make it as simple as possible for him to start that habit. And so he dedicated and said that I will floss one tooth, just one tooth, every single day. And that's all that he focused on, was just the one tooth. And what would he do? He'd go and he'd floss one tooth, and then he'd be like, well, I'm already here. I might as well just finish the rest of the teeth. There was also another author that I remember reading, and he said that for years he tried to start meditating, but it was hard to get himself, to motivate himself to sit down for 20 minutes every single day to meditate. And so what he did was he made a commitment to himself to sit down on his meditation pillow for 1 minute a day. Not even meditate, just to sit down on it. And what he found was once he was there, it was easy to go for 10, 15, 20 minutes in a meditation. So both of those two, flossing their teeth and meditating, started with a very simple, very easy task. Because most of the time, the problem is not that the task is hard, it's just that it's harder for us to start. And so in order to actually make a habit start and stick, is to make it as simple and easy as possible for you to actually get going on that habit. So whatever the habit is that you want to create, whatever it might be, ask yourself, how can I make it as simple and easy